Alright, retesting just to make sure the link still works. Had a couple of seconds there where it went down. So I just want to make sure it's working now. Alright. Yep. Alright, it's working. Hello everyone. It's been a couple of days since I've been able to stream. I've been having some personal issues going on that I've been dealing with. Seems like I'm starting to get the hang of it, but me and James aren't going to be able to stream together for a little while. Nothing he did, nothing I did. We're still friends. We're still hanging out. It's not anything personal between him. It's actually something just I'm dealing with. So in the meantime, I figured I would stream a little bit from home and work through some Bloodborne in the process. And then once I get all my shit situated, we will go back to streaming together again, I promise. But I wanted to go back to Bloodborne and play a little bit more Bloodborne. There's a few things I didn't show last time, and also I kind of wanted to try a different build this time. So, originally before I said I was doing I don't know, maybe I didn't actually say what kind of build I was playing. I was going for kind of a strength and sort of a quality build, which is a strength and skill in this game. And I decided to do a few things different. Number one, it's the same character look for the most part. I darkened his hair, gave him some glasses. And I didn't buy all that extra stuff. I didn't really see any point to. Number two, I decided to go for a straight skill, maybe blood skill and blood tinge together build, because I'm a real fan of that. I've always wanted to use the Chikage, which is the sort of blood katana weapon that everyone seems to adore in this game. It's the, you know, the weeb sword. And then there was something I didn't show off with Father Gascoigne. So I'm actually sitting right here waiting to do Father Gascoigne again, since I believe that was the last time that I streamed. Is the last thing that you saw was Father Gascoigne. I'm going to run him again. This, so it's a tiny music box, and you get it from his daughter. And basically it sort of supposed to calm him down, and it makes the fight a little bit easier. But the whole idea is that you're supposed to find his daughter's. You're supposed to find her father or her mother, and her mother is here. And we'll go over a bit more of that when I actually beat Gascoigne. So I'm a little rusty. I was literally just playing Neo about 5 minutes before I started streaming, just because I got it re-downloaded. That game is really good, but also has a very different control scheme from this one. So hopefully it won't burn out my abilities too much. But I have sat here and blattered a bit too much. Oh, actually, before I actually start, so you notice the weapon I'm using is very similar to the saw cleaver I was using before. The only difference, it's actually called the saw spear. The only difference is that it has a very similar regular mode to it, but it is a skill weapon. So if you look in here, you'll see that it is a skill-based weapon under the attribute requirements there, as is the threaded cane. So it's a bit more skill-based than the saw cleaver, which is the one that's strength and skill together. There's also the saw. It also transforms into a spear, obviously, because it's called the saw spear. And the only real difference is it has instead of up and down attacks like the saw cleaver does, it does side to side. Well, it's side, down, and then other side, which is pretty nice for clearing out enemy groups. And then its R2 is a big stab. So, or you can just tap it to stab forward. It's got a really good moveset. I like it a lot. Like I said, I'm a little bit rusty here. Hopefully this will go well. So let's see. So we saw this last time, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip it and go straight to fighting him. So this part of the fight's not really different.
What's that smell of sweet blood? It's enough to make a man sick.
Yeah. Yeah, alright, that's a good one, So what we're waiting for is his beast form. You can use the music box in any form, and it does sort of calm him down, but it also makes him go into his beast form faster. Which is not something we want to use it in his beast form to calm him down during his beast form. I'm playing like garbage here. Let's get back to the what you want to do is just and that gets you get behind him and get a really quick critical one. And that's just good damage. Makes for relatively quick work with Father Gas Coin if you know what you're doing. Again, it's not, you can't abuse it. It's a one-time thing. Well, I don't know. But yeah, so, and that gives you the key that we got last time. I don't know if it actually works more than once. That's something I had to check out and see, but it's definitely an interesting thing. And there's more story to Father Gascoigne than, you know, people will give him credit. He has a wife, he has a daughter. Speaking of his wife, so the girl asked you to find his mother. Asked you to find her mother. Here's her mother. Her mother went to go find Gascoigne, and her mother got killed. And you bring the brooch to her. Now, you can bring this brooch to her, and it continues a quest line with her, where her sister also disappears. The end of that quest line, she gets eaten by a fucking pig. Just literally eaten. So I usually don't do it. And you don't really see her daughter, his daughter. She's one of the lights in the windows that you can talk to. But, yeah, that's pretty much that fight in a nutshell. It's not hard. Once you, especially when you have that, like, once you hit that form, it's all about management at that point. Knowing when to use that thing to get the most out of the damage. So I'm going to head back to the Hunter stream real fast, and I'm actually not going to level up. I'm going to go buy some more bullets. Because one of the things you learn about Souls games is that levels are not always necessary. It's always nice to have more stamina. It's always nice to have more health. And it obviously is nice to do more damage. But it's not necessary, especially depending on where you're at in the game. You could burn through entire sections of this game and not ever actually level up any of your stats if you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I still feel like I'm good enough to know when to upgrade what. And yeah, it's always nice to have, like, it's always nice to have.
Why are there 2 live streams?
Oh, hey Jace, I don't know why there are 2 live streams. Let me take a look and see. I know mine went down earlier. Yeah, so one of them is down, so ignore that. I don't know why that's still showing up. That should not exist. I'm not sure about that. Give me 1 second, because that's weird. Yeah, if you can tell, because it looks like Kaz is in the other one here. Hang on. I don't know. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. I don't know, that's really weird. I don't know why that's just showing as a broken link. I did go ahead and post the right one though. It should. So I put the link in the section and it got me here from the website. I don't know what happened there.
Hi. LOL.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna repost it then, because it seems like it didn't go through. You're actually just in time, because I just finished beating Gascoigne again, and I wanted to show off the, I was showing off the item that you can use with Gascoigne to sort of mess with his head a bit, and get you a free hit on him, free critical hit. So, yeah, now we go up to the church, and the game opens up a bit. So, this game's a bit like a tree with several branches that go off of it. There are certain sections where the game kind of turns into a bit of a hub, and then you can sort of go to the next area based on that. There's an optimal way, and then there's the straightened path. I'm gonna do kind of a little bit of everything with this one. But anyway, here's a cutscene. This game is fucking gorgeous, by the way. It's interesting that you can tell what From Software game you're looking at purely by the art style. Every one of them is so different. Like, Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne kind of have a slightly similar, but in terms of what your character is wearing and what they look like and their proportions, you can always tell which one you're always playing. You can't mix them up at all. And that's really interesting. It's very hard for a company to do that constantly. So this is the Cathedral Ward. There's this weird creepy dude over here who's not a bad guy, actually, even though he looks weird.
Oh, you must be a hunter.
Huh.
Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. Screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, tell ya.
Yarnum's
But
done
if you
for.
spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts.
So yeah, this is a
Spread
bit
the
of a
word.
mechanic.
Tell them to come on over, if you wouldn't mind.
Where you will find innocent people, quote-unquote innocent people, who need a place to go, and you can bring them here. And again, this is kind of a mid-game or beginning of the game, a hub world or hub zone, where there are multiple different paths that branch off here that you can go. I think we're gonna go to Old Yarnum to start with. So there are these guys who you can tell are not exactly human, and the dungeons that you can get into, the rituals, catacombs. We'll go in more detail on what these guys actually are. We're not going to be doing any of those because they're fucking annoying. So one part of the game I'm not a fan of. They're basically like copy-pasted dungeon sections onto each other. They're not very good. You need to do them to get 100% of everything in the game, but we're not going for 100%. We're going to beat the game. But they go into more detail on what those guys actually are, because they're not human. They're like the original inhabitants of this place before the humans came. It's a big... Really? No help, dog. Fuck. Come on, boss. Let's go. Yeah. Stylish. Whoa, SSS 6 smoking style. But yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. Shit. What am I even fucking doing? Oh, I almost forgot. 1 second. There's something I wanted to get. Over here is, where is it? There it is. Is another set of clothes. There's something important. Oh, yep. So that's a thing. Don't worry about that. You'll understand more of that later. But there's a different set of hunter garb without the cloak, which I'm a big fan of. And fucking top hat. Sick. Yeah, boy. I like that the top hat gives you extra blunt damage resistance because they bop you on the head and it just cushions it. It's really stupid, but fucking look at this sick ass top hat! Look at this fucking dapper motherfucker. Ah, love this hat. The cool thing about this game is that as long as you're wearing something, and even you don't actually really have to be wearing much because you really shouldn't be getting hit in this game. You're supposed to be dodging and then killing enemies to gain your health back if you get hit. So it does, more than even Dark Souls, it does really fall into the whole Fashionborn or Fashion Souls side of things, where just kind of wear whatever you think looks nice. I think this looks really good. It looks really good on me. Ow. Ow. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Alright, well. See, that'll happen. Just doggos get you. Doggos always get you. Dogs suck in this game. They will always fall down if you shoot them, though. If you can hit them, which is the problem. Oh, that was bad. That could have gone way better. Let's do that again. Let's try that again. I want to get at least one, maybe two bosses out of the way tonight. Alright. He didn't drop me anything. Come on, boss, let's go. Yeah. You're nothing special, come on. But yeah, man, this game's just so good. Such a well-made game. I didn't go get Father Gascoigne's stuff. I might, because it doesn't cost souls, it costs insight. Or it doesn't cost blood echoes. It costs, what the fuck is a blood echo, right? Wow, that dog just killed himself. Good dog. Good job, doggo. I'm proud. Ow. Yep. Away! Ow, fuck you. Yeah, so, like I said earlier, I've been playing a lot of Neo over the last couple of hours before starting playing this. I played this to get up to Gascoigne and then stopped. Like, I could just re-download Neo. I should probably play that again. That's a really bad thing to do, is switch between Souls games back to back, or Souls-like games, I should say. Neo's made by Team Ninja. That's a very Soulsy type game. Because the controls can just burn you up. You know, one game heals, another button changes weapons. It's really bad doing that with going between Bloodborne and Dark Souls, any of the Dark Souls, really. It's really, really bad playing Dark Souls 3, then Bloodborne, then Neo, then back to Bloodborne. Like, it's a fucking wonder I can do anything, to be honest. So this is Alfred. He's a, alright dude, not an asshole.
You're a beast hunter, aren't you? I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred.
Notice how none of their mouths move?
Hunter of vile bloods. So, what say you? Our prey might differ, but we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned?
Sure, I will cooperate with you.
Oh, very good. Very good
I will do
indeed.
this.
Take this to celebrate our acquaintance.
Oh, I never noticed. If you look on the front of his costume there, oh, he gave me prey and he gave me fire paper.
Beast
Probably
hunting
very
is
useful
a
later.
Too much
sacred
in
practice.
production.
May the good blood guide your way.
What's up? Costs too much in production. What did Neo? What are you talking about? What are you talking about there, Cass? He explains himself. I never noticed on the front of this costume, which you do get later in the game, is
Animating the mouths.
So the funny, we'll talk about that more if I ever decide to do Dark Souls. But there is one character in all of the Souls games who does move his mouth when he talks, and that's Andre, the blacksmith. And we may talk about him another time. But I never noticed. So that symbol that he's got on his chest, I never noticed that symbol before. That's on his chest there. I never noticed he had that. That is the insight symbol you can see in the top right corner. It is the symbol of basically the church, and it's to indicate that he is involved with the church in some way, and there's a reason for that, and it shows up in the DLC. But yeah, that's actually an interesting detail I never noticed. Let me look at that again. Very interesting detail. He's got that, and if I ever get that, I will get that costume eventually, and you'll be able to see it, but that's not till ways and ways and ways in the future. But anyway, let's keep going for now. Hello, the new people that are joining. So we're gonna head to Old Yarnum, which is underground. Well, not really underground, but just in a different section of town. That's where the game really gets interesting. And roll. Okay. Whoa! I totally missed you, dude. Grab blood gem. We'll have to go back eventually to input some gemstones. So this game added socketed gemstones that gave you different abilities and powers. Let's just kill this guy. So this is one of the first enemies that teaches you kind of the fundamentals of dodging in this game. These guys always lunge forward. So it's a good idea in this game. And later in Dark Souls 3, really. Actually, it is a really good idea in a lot of them to roll or dash through enemies, past them. This puts you in a good position to get backstabs on those guys and gets them out of your way. Because if you try to dodge straight back, 9 times out of 10, their lunge is going to hit you. It just happens every time. Whereas in something like this, dashing through them, we usually dash past their claw attacks, and give you a nice...
I'm having connection issues. My internet is going wonky. To know if I'm gonna be able to stick around.
Okay, bud. That's okay. Jace, if you gotta go, I understand, man. Internet sucks. My internet's not the best either. I had to hardwire to make sure I could stream tonight. But, that's understandable. If you gotta go, you gotta go. So this is interesting. The first time I came through here, you see this note: town has long been in, hunters not wanted here. And then, like, I guess you're supposed to see that note that said open door. I just left, and then couldn't figure out how to open this door, and then came back later and was like, oh, you literally just ignore the note and open it for no reason. It's really stupid. So Old Yarnum. What the fuck?
Didn't you see the warning?
What is that?
Turn back at once. Hold you. They are of no harm to those around.
Oh, that's a mistake. I've never seen that before. So that's an old hunter who is talking to you there. We will have to deal with him here in a bit, but that is not something I've ever seen before. Let me...
Red robe.
Let me see if I can... Oh, I don't have the... Do I not have it?
Just kidding.
I'll have to get that later. So there's a monocle you can get where you can see what's going on, but that is... What the fuck is that? That's a mistake. That should not be there. There's little things like that in most of the Souls games. They're unfinished, let's put it that way. A lot of Souls games end up getting unfinished. Kind of the crystal lizards from the Dark Souls series. They give you shards of upgrade material. I don't know what that is. So you gotta go back around and back up.
LOL.
So, getting up here. And there's gonna be a guy behind me. Yep, there he is. Alright. We'll get... Where is it? There it is. So in case you missed the torch earlier in the game, they give you the Hunter's Torch here, which is basically the same as the regular torch, except it actually, if you look under the star, under attribute bonus, it actually scales with Arcane, so it can actually deal damage, instead of being garbage. I mean, it's still garbage, but you can deal damage with it, if you want to. So I feel like Old Yharnam, and you'll see with the boss, Old Yharnam goes into the mechanic of learning how to fight beasts with different materials. So there's a lot of things you'll get in Old Yharnam that are actually really effective against the boss, the fire paper, Molotov cocktails, beast blood, beast blood cocktails that will trigger beasts. I'm gonna get that and go back down. Yeah, you're gonna have to see that twice, unfortunately, but gotta get that. I'd rather have the crystal lizard than not have it and get that one single stone shard. But there's a lot of mechanics with this boss that you can learn to use that are very effective. I tend to ignore most of them. I mean, I will use them. The fire paper is really strong against the boss in this area. I don't like this boss very much. It's usually one of the only bosses I will just flat out summon Alfred for. Just because it's a drag of a fight, and I don't like doing it more than once. So I will usually just summon out the guy that we saw earlier becomes a summon later on in this area. So another mechanic is these guys here that are is he even gonna... So it's supposed to be these guys here that aren't covered in cloaks are afraid of the torch and will back away from you. For some reason that one isn't. So whatever, I guess I'll move. Yeah, see, there he is. There he goes. It was weird it took him that long. Oh, they will still attack you if you get close enough to them. I know this seems really cruel, but, you know, it is what it is. These guys aren't afraid because they have the cloaks over their eyes. They're not afraid of the light. I will probably die here once or twice. I'm not the best at this area, but I do enjoy it a lot. It's a fun little place. Hello. Oh, God. Ow. What? Fuck! Nope. I want to get here. Also, your character gets just look at him, just absolutely drenched. Also, look at that skyline. Holy shit. Oh, I had to say it, didn't I? And that shows up again. I've never seen that before. It's the first time. Over there, if you can see a little bit, there's a guy on a roof. He has a Gatling gun. We will be dealing with that soon. That's a fun little thing to have to deal with. And we'll get there, though. Come on. See how they'll run away from it. Very useful in this area. Very, very useful. Yeah.
Adept, merciless, half cut with blood, as the best hunters are.
He's getting his spiel ready to shoot me with his big gun. Luckily, I'm already in here. The big boy. So, all of, the entirety of Old Yharnam is turned into beasts. This is sort of the... Yeah, shut up. This is sort of the fate of Old Yharnam. Alright, he's gonna shoot this place up. Get back out. He'll do most of my work for me trying to kill me, which is very nice. Ooh, hello. Yeah, he'll do a lot of my work for me for this part. I can just kind of run past it. Whatever that is, it's not worth it. Those pots in there explode if they're shot, so This is the first game I ever platinumed. I love this game. I hate this game. I worked very, very hard to get the last bit of what I needed to platinum this game, and it's very, very difficult. There are bosses that in the dungeons. See, 100% the game, there's a boss in the dungeons that can only be found in the dungeons, and you have to beat her. And I spent... I did hit, okay. I spent weeks getting to her. She was actually easy. It was all the bosses after her that are hard, or before her that are hard. Just getting up to her is the hard part. Okay, so they're giving me a lot of antidotes, and that'll be an important thing for later. Yep, there it is. Let's get your first taste of that. So, he can't shoot. So this is where he is. He can't shoot over here. So here's not a bad idea. Oh, get off me. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yep. Saw it coming. So now that I've kind of run through there and killed them once, I usually just kind of burn through that section of the game and run past most of that stuff. There's a few things I need to go try to get that's in a different section. Hopefully I won't fuck that up too much. We'll see. But there's a few other items, a few skill-based weapons, or there's a skill-based weapon I want to try to get. We'll see if I can actually get it or not. So one of the things you'll notice about this game, maybe I haven't talked about this, I'm not sure, is there aren't as many weapons in Bloodborne as there are in, like, Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, there are, like, tens of, if not hundreds of weapons. Just all manner of spears and staffs and swords and guns, or rather, no, guns. Bows and shields and just all kinds of shit. In this game, there's, like, 12. 24 if you count the different modes. And they each play, well, with the exception of, like, the saw spear versus the saw cleaver, they all play pretty much differently in some ways. Okay, I was trying to just fall off that, but I guess I'm just gonna get attacked, but that's fine. And you really look at the different weapons in this game almost as different classes, just based on how they attack and how you swing them and what their timing is. Ah, shit, this is not good. And I'm not really sure why they decided to go with Saw Spear and the Saw Cleaver, because they are very similar weapons. I guess it was maybe partly to up the weapon count, maybe partly to give more skill-based weapons in the game, which is, you know, a lot of the skill-based weapons are very near the end of the game, or at least in special areas that you might not ever even go, like the Chikage, which is the katana. It's skill-based and blood-tinge-based. The Rider Spotch, I think is how you say it, is skill and maybe also blood-tinge. I might be crazy on that, because I know it has a gun component. I'm not sure. I have to look at the tabs on it. Whereas, you know, you've got a lot of, like, very strength-oriented weapons a lot earlier in the game. That being said, there is also the Rifle Spear coming up, which is a skill-based weapon as well. Can we, like, take that with as well? Here, my blood. Fuck! Really? Jesus Christ, boys! Oh my god. Thank you, Jesus. Alright, now here's a fight that's interesting. So it's kind of almost a mirror match with me, I think. He's got very similar weapons. He will come over here, but his AI will not let him attack when he's past these stairs here. So I do like to bait this guy out down past the stairs and then just wail on him. It's a lot harder than it was. I don't know what he's doing right now. Come on, dude. hits on him. So you actually won't try to hit you until you're past the stair area. It's just, for some reason, his AI just does not like being down here. So he'll always back up once he gets to a certain point. See? He just backs away. It's bad. Exchange. Well, we're using very similar weapons. Different gear, obviously. Also, his buddy shoots you up from up there if you go too far out, so I don't really consider this cheating, because, you know, he's got a friend up there anyway, so it's his own damn fault for this bullshit. Yeah, come on. Come back. Let's go. Oh, healed? I didn't know you had. I actually didn't know you had any healing. That was stupid. Fell off the damn thing. This is actually really annoying. If you're lucky enough, you can get him. Oh, he landed on fire. You can get him down the second flight of stairs and get between him and the stairs, and he can't get back up, and he'll just run against you. Oh boy, you are just fucking having a day, huh? Jesus. Oh wow, alright, yeah. So if he starts a combo, he can continue the combo on the stairs, but once he gets past the stair, if he stops his combo, he has to back up, get back into open fighting area to attack you. He's kind of an asshole that way. He's almost dead. Alright. Cool. You dead? You dead, son? It's a boner ash. So I'm gonna go try to get something from over here. Hopefully it won't get killed trying to do it. Guess we'll find out. Yeah, I made it. Alright. Actually hurt pretty bad. So down here is also a few things I would like to get. There's a lot of boys down here. There they are. Hello, boys. That's not what I came for. Yeah, it's also not what I came for, but happily accepted. It's getting low on blood balls. Hello, boys. Just gonna go around here. Whoop! Hello! Nope, not bothering. Not bothering! Leave me be! There's a few things in this room, and I don't remember exactly where they are. Here's the thing. The red moon hangs low and beasts rule the streets. Are we left no other choice than to burn it all to cinders? Alright, there's the charge set. I missed the damn rifle spear. So the rifle spear's in here somewhere. I gotta go back and find it. I'll show off the Charred Hunter set here in a second. It's not bad. I might actually just swap out to it. Oh, nope, there it is. It gives good fire defense. There it is. So rifle spear is one of my favorite weapons when it's actually leveled up. I don't actually have the stats for it right now. It requires a little bit more, I didn't know it required 10 strength. Interesting. We'll see. I might swap to it. Was not aware of that. Yeah. Get out of here before I start getting shot at. Now, once you get up here, you can go up there and fight the guy. He is a motherfucker, though. I think the guy's following me. Is he following me? He is absolutely following me. Shit, I didn't know they could climb ladders. That sucks, having to climb all those all that ladder just to get to me. So if you go up here, I won't fight him because he will kick my ass. You can actually come back in a roundabout way later and actually talk to him because he forgets about you, and he will give you his gear at that point, or give you a badge to get his gear. But there he is. Just to give you a good look at him real fast. I'm not gonna fight him. That Palbacher on his arm is a fucking piece of shit, and he is an asshole, and will kick my ass. But, yep. That's, Jura, I believe? D-J-U-R-A? Jura? Let's not bother with him right now, though. Let's get out of here. Whoop. This is where we want to go. There's a lot of things in this room. I'm probably not going to fight any of them. Okay. We'll deal more with those gemstones here in a bit.
LOL.
What's the laugh about? Let's see. So, if you can kind of see in here, there's a lot of dudes on the floor. And they have a giant, looks like, beast hung from the rafters here. But, if you come over here, you'll see this bottle. Oh, no! Oh, this is bad. That isn't outright. Okay. Oh. Fuck that up.
That dude.
That didn't go as well as it could have been gone, to be honest. So now you can kind of see how many dudes are down there. Fuck, that was bad. I can't believe I just did that. I told you guys, I'm not the best in this game. I enjoy this game a lot. I've played a lot of it.
I type stuff and it takes forever for it to go through on your end.
It's fine, I understand. Yeah, there's a delay, it's okay. But, yeah, no, I just ate shit really hard there. Ow, fuck you, dude. Oh, it's gonna be one of those things. Okay, let's get out of here. Yeah, I just fucking beefed it so hard. That was the worst. Hopefully my blood echoes are not down there. Okay, like, legit, no joke, that's the first time I've ever done that. I have never done that before since. Oh, this is bad. No. Oh, am I gonna lose everything? I can't lose everything. I lost everything! Oh my god, this game hates me so much. For whatever reason, this section of this game hates me more than any other section. I always seem to have trouble with either getting my asshole blasted out with that chain gun or the boss. It's always one or both of those things. Just for whatever reason, Old Yornum kicks my shit in every time. And it's really the only section of the game that does that, for the most part, until you get much later into it. It's just, fuck. So annoying. Alright. Yeah. Whew. Angered away. Whoop. Hello. Alright. That's really annoying, though. I really hate when that happens. Fucking lost like 10,000 blood echoes. It's the worst. Kill me now. Dear God in heaven. Oh, I'm gonna get... Yep. Oh, got my blood echoes back. Thanks, Jura. Well, I got like 100 of them back. Oh, God. Ow. That was weird. Never had that happen before. That's the way it goes. It's the stream, man. Right, let's get back up here and try that again. Yeah, it always happens when you stream. You never... Shit like that never happens to you when you're not streaming. But, yeah, that is what it is, I guess. This asshole will come back up here and I'll show off the, Charred Hunter set when he gets done with his little climb. What's up, bud? Bye! Bye! Oh, there's another one. Come on. Yeah, this sucks. Bye! Do I have a... No, I do not have a kick. I don't remember if he had a kick or not. So, the Charred Hunter set is... I don't think it has a hat. It does not have a hat. But it's gloves and trousers. And it's very, very sort of Batman-y with this weird sort of cape thing. It's not bad looking. I mean, it's got a very high collar, very Dracula-esque. I think I'll maybe rock this for a little while anyway. Got the high boots. Yeah, okay, this ain't actually that bad. I think I'll rock it. It's been a little while since I've used it, so... Alright. Now, anyway, as I was saying, when you get over here, hopefully I won't fall again. There's this, you see this pot. If you hit that, it lights all that shit on fire. Makes the guys freak out and gives you a light to actually get the fuck out of this place. Because if you do this the wrong way, it's a fucking death trap. You will fucking die every time.
What's with the little floorboy?
There's just a lot of those guys down there. There's a lot of beasts because every single person that lived in this place got turned into beasts. So they were all beastified. I'm gonna try to take this slow and get a few of these things. Hopefully I won't fall and die again. Oh, alright. I don't know if I can make that.
Boys.
I did! What is this? I actually don't remember. Oh, okay, it's the head messengers. So the messengers in this game are sort of the... I can write just to kind of give you a clue on what they are. Put my notebook on. So you have to have the notebook. So just like in Dark Souls, you can use the soapstone to write things.
Like I mean the ones that pop up in little groups and then go back into the ground and don't do anything.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm showing now. So that's your messengers. That's these guys here. They leave messages. They will have, some of them will have tombstones showing when people have died, so you can hit them and then show how they died. It's very similar. They do that in Dark Souls as well. So you have these little messenger guys, and then you can view my note. There's my note. Fear Beast. You'll see them more. They're the bath messengers as well who sell you items. And you can dress them up in little hats. And one of the hats that you get is bandages for them. It's cute. I actually think I'm gonna drop down here so I can just make a run for that door. There's actually nothing in here worth it. There's just a bunch of bad guys all over the place. So I'm just gonna take up this and just go. Yeah, it's not clear what the messengers actually are. There's probably
Cute
some
little floor boys. Oh.
Yeah, they are a little cute. I agree. They're pretty cute. But I don't know if it's ever actually explained what they are. I mean, I should probably something more somewhere. Wow, these fucking crows. Yeah, fuck crows. There's probably some more somewhere that explains what those things are, but in the game they're just little dudes to help you out. They cry when you have a tombstone, or when there's a tombstone, they'll be crying. If you rate a message fine or foul, they'll cheer or be sad accordingly. It's mechanic. Dead.
I'm back for now.
Welcome back. Good to have you back, Jace. Hopefully it'll hold out on you. Yeah, blood vials. So one of my favorite things about Bloodborne is, and the Souls games in general, is just level design. The level design in these games are amazing. And you'll find out here in a second what I mean about that. Because as you come up here, here's where we were a minute ago. So it's a shortcut back over here. Now this shortcut here is not the best. It's a good one to get back if you need to. But there is one coming up that's loads better than that one. That door is not openable on the other side, by the way. Oh yeah, there's the versions of the tombstones. So you can see... Oh, nope. I used healing by mistake. Let's try that again. See how this guy died. Did he climb the ladder and then fall? I don't even see his specter. Okay, then. Oh, yep, he climbed the ladder and then fell like an idiot. Okay, cool. So, that's that guy. Here it is.
No capes.
Capes! No, I demand capes. Capes are important in this game. If you don't have a cape, what are you even doing? How dare you not have a cape? So they're literally just werewolves roaming all over the place now, or at least in this area. So Punch of Blood Cocktail, that is one of the things that will lure beasts. Oh, there's two of them. Let's back up a bit, because fighting two of those guys at once is a nightmare right now. Come on, boys. One at a time, please. Please, two, one at a time. Really, boys? Really? Oh, that werewolf is freaking out, man. Come on, bud. There you go. So notice most of its attacks involve lunging forward. So dashing past him will ensure that you can hit the dead distract him. And they almost always drop upgrade materials, which is great. Rarely they will drop twin blood gems, which is like the secondary upgrade after you get past regular blood shards. But if I can get up, nope. All right, well, I'll do plenty of damage to mine as well. Oh, see, lunging back, trying to dash backwards to get you hit there. It's one of the things this game teaches you very quickly. You gotta predict your enemy, know what he's gonna do. So this door will actually open later in the game. Can't get it through it now. It does lead to a specific area. It's kind of fucked up, but it doesn't open from this side. It doesn't open from the other side, actually. That door just is open later, because of the story, which is weird. But yeah. So, if you notice, as you come up here, you'll see this young man sitting up here waiting to ambush you when you go around that corner. Instead, let's give him a little bit of a bullet in the butt. And he's dead. Save myself the trouble of having to go in this tiny little hallway. Beast Blood Pellet increases your beasthood, which originally people thought, because there's a stat in the game for, if you look at the very bottom middle, it says beasthood. People thought that actually meant you transformed into a beast.
How do you feel about the cane starting weapon?
The cane is a really great skill-based starting weapon. It's the one that I started with. It's really good for people who are not playing for the first time. Or who just want to use more of a skill-based set. Its secondary is really great for hitting lots of groups of enemies. And its primary is a blunt attack that actually deals more damage to what are called kin enemies, which are something that will come up later. It's not a bad weapon. I like it a lot. It's a really good skill starting weapon. But then you actually get the rifle, you actually get the saw spear fairly early in the game. So I do tend to use it a good bit throughout the beginning of the game. Once, nope. Come on. Oh, fucking 180. Oh, is he gonna kill me? No, he's not. Come on, fucker, let's go. Dead. I do like the threaded cane a lot. The interesting thing about Bloodborne, that is unlike Dark Souls games in general, is that every weapon in this game can carry you through the whole game. There is not a single weapon in this, because there are so few of them, they have to be made in a very specific way. They can all carry you through the game. I've seen builds for every single weapon that'll carry you throughout the entire playthrough of the game. There's no bad weapon in this game. Maybe the Will of Longarius, but that's sort of a joke weapon as it is. And even then, I've seen people build classes that take it into account, which is something you'll see later. But yeah, everything from the Saw Cleaver to the Chikage, you can do a build for all of them. So coming up here, we have probably my favorite shortcut, which is right here. So if you remember when we went and got the crystal lizard at the beginning, we fell down here, and this door was locked from the other side. That door then leads us back to the beginning of the area, which is fucking perfect for just going straight back up and leveling up, or doing whichever you need to do. I'm actually going to go back and upgrade some things. I think I might use the rifle spear. We'll see how it works in terms of upgrade.
Okay. I was thinking of getting the game again and taking the cane.
Yeah, man. It's not a bad weapon. Like I said, every weapon in the game is viable in some way. You can carry a weapon throughout the entire game. If you want to try the cane out, if you don't like it, then you don't like it. You know, swap out to something else. I started with my first playthrough of the game was with the saw cleaver, and originally it was the blunderbuss, and then I changed to the pistol, because the pistol just fires faster and is way better for getting parries, which is kind of really what you want to use it for. And I literally took that entire set throughout the entire game. I used the hunter's axe for the spin to win, where you do the big spin to farm for blood vials, and that was it. That was my entire playthrough of my first playthrough. And then I tried some other things in other playthroughs, and it all works in some capacity. I'm gonna get what I want to get here. So for stuff coming up, I'll go ahead and get Gascoigne set. It's fairly cheap. What else do they have here? I could get one of these, but I don't really need it. I could also get this. If I really wanted to do multiplayer with the people I would do that, but I'm not really that much of a fan of it. Hello.
Aha. You
Gehrman.
must be the new hunter.
Gehrman?
Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now.
Now.
I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
So, I feel like that's sort of Miyazaki's commentary on people who over-analyze these games. It's like, don't worry about the lore. Just fucking go kill dudes. It's fine. You don't need to know how this stuff ticks. Just have a good time. Play the video game I made for you. I was going to use the rifle spear. I forgot it. I actually need to level up my strength by 1 point. Fuck. Oh, I hope I don't have enough to do it.
Very well.
Let's see. I cannot. Shit. Alright, I guess I'm sticking with the saw spear then. That's a shame. What's up, Jace? Oh, wait.
Miyazaki?
Yeah, not Hao Miyazaki. The other Miyazaki. The guy that makes this game. I can never think of his first name. Souls games. It's like Hidetaka Miyazaki is the guy that creates the Souls games. Miyazaki-san. He is an incredibly smart young man. So we're gonna upgrade. I think we have plenty of blood shards. Let's upgrade the soul spear a little more. Jace, if you want, I'll throw in some stuff here and let you check out the threaded, or let you see how the threaded cane works if you want. If that's something that you want to do.
Not the Ghibli guy?
No, it's not Hao Miyazaki. He's an old man. No, Hidetaka Miyazaki is a different guy. Let's do some... Okay, so this is something I got from beating Gascoigne. So you can actually socket gems to sort of increase your stats for your weapons.
Ebrietas.
I will be fighting Ebrietas. I haven't. So the first time I ever, that's a little ways off, actually. Ebrietas is deeper into the game than I'm in right now. But the first time I ever fought Ebrietas, I actually cheesed it out. I've never completed that fight in an actual one-on-one fight with her, so that's probably something we're going to end up doing. But we'll see. How's it going, Miguel? Alright, let's see here. Alright, so I got my saw spear leveled up. And let's go back to Old Yarn. What about the doll? Okay. All right. What do you mean about plain doll? What are you talking about? It's just the regular doll. I think I'm gonna swap out. Wear Gascoigne's robes for a little while. I like them. I'll just do his full set without the hat. Cause I like the. Yeah. All right. Now we're looking to fly. Now we're looking to fly. All right. So this is really. We're getting near the boss. It is kind of the only boss I do summon for, just because I fucking hate this fight. It's really annoying. I'm gonna put on some stuff. That's really useful for her. The fire peeper is really useful for her. And just having someone there to distract her from the claw attacks and the poison, because she does... Oh, right, speaking of poison. She does also poison really bad. So I really feel like this fight is mostly designed to teach you the mechanics of the items. Because there's a lot of items that work for you and will help you in this fight. This guy should just be out here somewhere. What the fuck? Oh, there he is. Let's be cheeky on him. Ah! You can see, I'm definitely doing a lot more damage now. Alright, let's talk to the threaded cane for a bit. Jay said he wanted to see it in action. I just love the fucking... Oh, it's so good. Now, granted, it is not as leveled up as the saw spear. Also, the saw weapons, the saw spear and the saw cleaver, deal more damage to beast enemies because they are ridged. So keep that in mind. I'll take those bullets though. Let's show you the other version of it. Good weapon. I like it. I just like it a lot. It can eventually get outclassed by other weapons, but for your first playthrough, if you want to take
Ramos Brassel.
Hey, what's going on? Are you from you're from Brazil or Brassel? Where's Brassel at? Not sure where that is. That's very cool. Let's see. I've become lost. Where the hell was I going? Oh, here we go. Whoop! Crystal Lizard. Get him! Can't let him get away. Yeah! That upgrade material. Alright, let's get serious. Swap out. So, Alfred is here for a summon. I am going to summon him for this. Because it does make this fight a fair bit easier. Though now that I say that, obviously it's gonna be shit. I'm gonna shit this up real bad. So we'll see. Come on, Alfred, let's go.
Brasil spelled in Portuguese has an S instead of a Z.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, greetings from America then. Very cool. Nice to have someone from a different country in. So one thing you'll notice, he's using the Kirkhammer here. He does actually have a different weapon that he uses later on, which is Logarius' will. Oh, right, he can't come in until I start the fight. Alright, first things first, let's fire her up. And then I'm going to... Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Fuck. So you notice it immediately goes after that. Which I love. Good hit or two. I could probably do this fight on my own, but it's literally one of those fights I do not like. Oh, she's got a ball. Oh, don't look at me! Pay no attention to the man behind the window! She's just getting stuck on the wall today. Nope. Stab. I have no patience for this fight. I really do. It's fucking worse. Especially when you start fucking getting poisoned. I'm gonna toss this over there. Taste that. Fire paper. Yeah, because she's a beast, there's just a lot that can work against her here. Alright. Ooh, boy. You taking some hits? I'll forgive you, bud. So now she exudes an aura of fucking poison, which is really annoying. Straight die here. And if she gets you, she will poison you. That's all this is. As opposed to just build up of poison that I'm getting now. And now she's gone. Fucking thank God. I hate that fight. It's the worst. The Maroon Chalice. Thanks, Alfred. Bye. So yeah, this entire section of the game is unnecessary, but it is a good place to learn, because the Chalice stuff is not necessary in the game. The Chalice dungeons are not necessary. They're all completely secondary, but it is a very good place to learn how to play the game. It does also open up a new area, which is something very important that we need to go through. It's very cold in here today. Ooh. Alright. So,
Welcome. What is it?
thinking about...
Farewell.
I actually
good
think
hunter.
I'm gonna stick
May-
with the saw spear for now. I don't think I'm
Welcome.
gonna use the rifle spear for the
Very
moment.
well then.
And I'm instead gonna put in... Yeah, that looks good. I like that. And then when I get to it, I'll probably get the Rider Spotch and the Chikage and go that route. And then I can be Virgil! I can be Blood Virgil! I can... Oh. So dumb. So I've killed a boss. That does change a few things. We'll show you a bit more in a minute. So the chalice that I received, I just want to check this real fast, see if there's anything about that. Boss does not have anything now. So if you notice when I go back into the world, there are these three statues here, or three tombstones. The first one is inside Yharnam, one is outside Yharnam, and then one is spooky places, different places, secret places. And then there's these, and each one of these is a different... You can put different ritual chalices down for different ritual dungeons. I'm not a fan of doing those. I mainly only did them to complete the game. They're not my favorite thing to do, and they're not necessary to beat it. So, unless you guys really want to see it at some point, probably won't be doing it. Because they also require, like, different types of sacrifices, and just... Ugh, it's just not fun. So now we beat her, let's go back to Cathedral Board and see what's changed. because there have been a few changes, and we'll get to those here shortly. How you guys liking the show so far? You enjoying the game? It's a fun game. I love this game. It is one of my favorite PlayStation 4 games, for sure. It's probably one of the best of the generation, for sure. It's high up on that list for PlayStation 4. Maybe for PlayStation in general. It's just such a different type of Souls game than what From Software usually makes. So this big thing is that this sword is now open. It is closed originally. It is closed originally. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying yourself. And then this will lead into a section later. First things first, though. One of the big things that Miyazaki likes to do is make stupid paths like that. It's really annoying. Sometimes, especially if you were bad at reflexes, like I am. But you can find some nice stuff doing this. Like this. Which is a formless Adon. Now that's a oh yeah, another messenger hat for them to wear. Now that's a Carol rune, and we'll get to runes here in a bit. We might not actually get to them on the stream tonight, but Carol runes are sort of like the rings in Dark Souls. There are different buffs and things like that with those. I believe that one, if I'm not mistaken, that one does extra Quicksilver bullets. Yeah. So it gives you +4 to your Quicksilver bullets. You just get 4 extra bullets in your inventory, because normally you can only have a max of 20. So yeah, that's just as a quick secret. Let's go back. Well, right now I can't do anything with the runes. That's not something I can do until I beat a different boss. Let's heal it. We'll get more into that later. Alright. Oh yeah, another thing you learn. Always drop your elevators back down. That way if you die, you can just go right back up. Yeah, look at that. It's a chest. Hey, look at that, another rune. I believe that one does blood vials? Yep, 1 extra blood vial. So there are different Formless Odon runes that you can stack. There's one for +1, +2, +3, and +4. Same thing with the Communion. And if you look at them, they get bloodier and bloodier, and there's a reason for that. It's because you're carving the runes into your brain. The carving, the thing that you use to carve the runes in is actually like a pick and chisel in your brain. It's really gross. So we're gonna go to a secret real fast, just to get it out of the way. Hopefully I will not die. Also, there's supposed to be... Okay, no, we're fine. Okay. So this is sort of a section that you can do fairly early. Let's see if I can get this right. Here! Yeah, I did it! Okay. Go up, and then drop again. Bam! Yes! Alright, that is a very scary jump, and you can die very easily with that jump, or with that fall. So, this is the real-world version of the workshop, of the Hunter's Dream. And if you'll notice, it looks very similar. You can see sort of everything is here. There are specific things, though. What we're looking for here is this, which is the doll's clothes. So you can literally dress as the doll, which I will do so now, because I'm not a weirdo or anything. Yes, I'm a pretty lady. I am the prettiest lady. Prettiest lady you ever did see. The old hunter's bone, which is at this grave, which is a very specific thing, and has a lot of lore implications there. The Old Hunter's Bone uses... It's basically like a magical item. It's like a magic spell. I don't have the arcana need to use it, but it basically makes your dodges invisible, which is pretty cool. There's a small hair ornament, which you give to the doll, which we will do so soon. There is a third of an umbilical cord, and we will go more in detail on that later because there are some lore implications on that. Also, I am a pretty lady. And then, yep, she has a real, legitimate counterpart. It's not alive, obviously. But, yeah. So, the Hunter's Dream, there are implications on what the Hunter's Dream is, and there's nothing that's specific. You know, there aren't any given specific answers. But, Gehrman basically made the Hunter's Dream and created the doll in the image of a character that we will eventually fight later down the line. And the doll became real in the dream. It's a really weird and convoluted story. But who cares? Let's just go kill monsters. Because that's what that means, right? Don't worry about the story. Kill monsters. Don't worry about what's going on about that. Just kill monsters. It's fine. So, hey look. We're twinsies. Look. Isn't it great? Oh, look. It's like you can't even tell us apart. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me give this to her.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? What?
Small hair ornament.
What is this? I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel. A yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, hunter. Could this be joy?
She was your Tearstone. It's a really sweet moment. I do like that moment a lot. It's a shame it's hidden behind a secret that if you don't know about. My first playthrough, I didn't know about this part. But, so, if you read it, a silver shining Tearstone used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. A doll sheds neither blood nor tears, and thus its nature remains unknown. Whoever thinks this is precious must be troubled by severe naivete. Which is... Miyazaki. Yeah, so there are a couple different items in the game that you can turn into items. So you can take this brooch back to... This is the brooch that Gehrman's wife drops. Her corpse drops. You can take this back to the girl, and her quest line will eventually end up with her dying. Or you can do what I do and break it, and it turns it into its own blood gemstone that you can put into an item. Same thing with the tear. So the tear is meant to be turned into a gemstone, which I will use in a minute. But yeah, so the umbilical cord. A great relic, also known as the Cord of the Eye. Every infant Great One has this precursor to the umbilical cord. Every Great One loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. The third umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the Pale Moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the Hunter's Dream. So this... If you find this early enough, this is sort of your first inclination that this game is not just about killing beasts. It's not just about monsters. There's more going on behind the scene. Now, to get the proper ending of the game, you're supposed to consume this. I won't do it now. I will eventually do it once I get... Because there are 3. Technically, there are 4 in the game. But to do it, you have to consume 3 of them. We'll do that another time. Because I don't actually need the insight for that. Which, you remember, I don't know if I talked about it or not, but insight is... What insight is your... vision of the true way the world works. It is the Lovecraft go mad with the knowledge stat, basically. The more insight you have, the more things happen, the more things change. Let's put a accessory on our messengers. I'm actually a big fan of the Worn Messenger top hat. Look at them! They have little hats on! That's adorable! Oh god. Kill me. Which when you go to them, so the bath messengers won't have them, but anytime I drop a message or die or anything like that in the real world, or in so you can see these guys have them, the urns, that kind of thing. Alright, let's go back. I don't know if we'll get to another boss today. I would like to. Like I said, there's several different paths that need to be gone down. And they're kind of long for a lot of them. But we'll see. Okay. It's very cold in here. I'm actually pretty chilly tonight. Let's go! Alright. Oh, I don't even know why I'm over here. Oh, I'm gonna die to this guy. Nope. I don't know why I came over here. Let's not worry about this right now. Let's go this way. Whee! Always drops quicksilver bullets. Always. Most guys that have guns will always drop quicksilver bullets. A lot of these guys that are just normal dudes with weapons usually drop, or if they drop anything, they drop blood vials. That's sort of how you learn which enemies to farm for what. There's also one of these boys here. I'm probably gonna have to. Oh boy, I fucked that up. So the twin bloodstone shards are what you use after the regular bloodstone shards to level up your weapons. We're gonna need some more of these. So now the next way is down here. You can go up that way, and I will eventually, because there's an item that I want to get up there. But this is the proper way to do the next part. So when I go down here, I actually need some light for this because it gets a little hairy. I think this is a top hat messenger. I could be wrong. We're gonna find out. Yeah! So this is the non-busted top hat. The busted top hat is a pre-order bonus. I don't know why they gave the busted hat as a pre-order bonus and not the regular top hat, but whatever. It doesn't matter. There's some more of those, and then I need a. Okay, so you can kind of see there. Heal, roll, drop. Alright, there's a guy here. Kinda see him. Probably turn around when I get close. Really, dude? Nothing? He's not even, I can't even target him. That's crazy. This is the only one of these guys that are in the base game. He actually shows up as a boss in the non-base game. But that is literally the only one of him that you find in the entire game. He's this weird sort of punch-kicky boxer dude. So the Beast rune, again another Kel rune. It's about boost effective temporary transformation. So that's, people saw that and were like, oh, what does temporary transformation mean? Oh, can you turn into a beast? Not quite. So the Beast blood pellets give you Beast Frenzy, which makes you stronger the more you hit. That basically boosts that ability, is what that does. So back here should be some more damn crows. God help me. Some weird, nasty clothing, and then yeah, we're not gonna bother with that. Ow! Dogs! Fuck off, dogs! Every time with the dogs. Gotta go. Alright, so that's the regular way to go. This is no. Let's go this way. Go on, buds. He's blood. He's blood. Now, this, if you didn't see the umbilical cord, because it is a secret, you can technically not find it. This is your first indication that there's something more going on. Because up until about this point, you fought weird humans. Like maybe no. And you fought weird humans and you fought beasts. This is your first indicator that there's something. Oh God! Oh boy, I have never seen him do that. So yeah, look at that face. Ooh, he's fucked me up. He fucked my world up, fam. Ooh, that was bad. I usually don't have that problem. I guess that could be my fucking. That could literally be my word of the, phrase of the night. I usually don't have that problem. But streaming. Also, that big monster with the horns does not show back up if you die. He is no longer there at all. Alright, let's... Yeah. Calm down, old man. Give me your bullets. Actually, now is probably a good time to go and go up instead of down, and then we'll go back down here in a minute. Okay. There's a lot of guys in here. You start to learn the timing on these guys. You can actually, a lot of times, you can just dodge them without looking at them, which is pretty cool. Because they're, unlike most bad guys in this game, they usually don't have a set pattern. They'll literally pick their gun up, wait a couple seconds, and then fire. There's not really any additional patterns to that. So if you get the timing down right, a lot of times you can literally just head slip those dudes, and it looks pretty cool when you do it. I just realized that I got those blood gems and then didn't socket them, because I'm a dum-dum. Oh, this is bad. This is all bad. Yep. Come on, old man. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Dead. Alright. There should be a troll. Brick troll. No? Oh, maybe the brick troll's a little farther up. Whee! Bye! Oh, I could literally jump down there and get that shit. Oh, there he is! Oh, I guess I'm going down there to get that shit! Oh boy! That's a lucky hit, actually. I've had him knock me off. Just fucking knock me off the cliff before. That's fun. That's a good time had by all. Just big funs for big boys. Alright, come on. Ah, did that hold too early? I don't know, I used to be really good at tying that. I've just been fucking that up recently. There we go. There it is. There we go. Get my blood vials back. So yeah, the biggest problem with this game is if you're new and you don't know what you're doing and you don't know when to buy blood vials and when not to, you do burn through blood vials because they are not. It's not like Estus and Dark Souls. It's not a renewable resource. You will run out, and even I can, even someone who's played this game shit tons can still run out. It happens. The biggest thing you need to learn is who carries them, how to get them, where to find them, and when to level up your character and when to buy blood vials. A lot of times for the beginning of the game, the sky and the cosmos are one. The choir. Interesting. I will tag off. So I'll do an upgrade, I'll do level upgrade for one boss or one run through, and then I'll turn around and do and then I'll turn around and buy blood vials or Quicksilver Blitzer with the next the next run, and so on and so forth, back and forth like that. Until I'm comfortable enough and I have a, you know, reasonable enough, because usually when you die, you're not going to die with 20 blood vials, or you're not going to die with, like, 1 blood vial. You're usually, when you die, you're going to be dying with, like, you know, having used, like, 4. And you're going to restock at a time, or 3. Or maybe not even at all. Like, you might die and still have plenty of blood vials. You might just fall off a cliff. And that shit happens. Here we'll get the... I believe this is the Radiant Sword Hunter badge? Yeah. That gives you new weapons and things to grab from the messenger, which we'll look at later. But just an item I like to pick up when I do this. It's pretty cool stuff in there. What? Wrong way. Here we go. Oh, he is big deads. Big deads. Now, this is one thing you gotta be careful of, because like I said, every time I ever do this, I always knock this back down just in case I die, so it's easier to get back up. You gotta be careful though, because if you come back down from being up here, you can just walk right off. I've done it plenty of times. I am the prettiest lady who is covered in blood. Oh, what am I doing? What the fuck? Are you serious, game? Are you serious? Me? Went the wrong way. That should have meant to go down and not that way. Because I'm a dummy. Here we go. Alright, and then... Whoa. Woo. Too many boys. So many boys. Alright. Wait, is this where I drop down? No, not quite. Just want to minimize damage. Oof, I thought I was going to fall. That would have been bad. Whee! And then from here it'll be... this, I do hate these puzzles. They're all over Miyazaki's games. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. And then drop. Alright. Heal up. Because fuck. Roll off. Okay. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. This way. Let's go kill that guy that killed us, huh? Dead. Crows always drop pebbles. Pebbles are very interesting because they look like eyeballs, and there's a whole lore implication about eyeballs, and maybe pebbles are actually petrified eyes. It's a whole thing. And again, Miyazaki makes jokes about it being quite thrilling, pebbles, because the description always says quite thrilling, but there's actually some interesting lore about those. Because there are witches that you'll find later in the game that will also drop pebbles. And you know, what the fuck is up with that? Fuck me. Alright. Grab some blood vials off him. Ignore that. Oh, my stuff is still here. Alright. Oh. Oh, that's not good. You do not want to get hit by that. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. He's very dangerous. This guy's very dangerous. And you do not want to be hit by any of his attacks. So as he dies, he throws his hood back and you can kind of get a look at him. He is not a happy camper. Not even a little bit. This guy's a real fucker. And he has a Fireblood gemstone. So that's kind of the first item in the game that you can really start to use your Arcana if you're going for an Arcana build. Because it's always a Fire Blood Gemstone, and it can always be socketed into a weapon, and it's very powerful. And it turns your weapon into a fire weapon, and scales with Arcana. It's a whole thing. There's nothing down there to get, and the bagman that's over there can be fought in a different location. So let's continue on. Yeah, that's what I like. So this door here, there's a couple different ways to open it. If you cannot find that, because it is a little bit out of the way trying to figure out exactly how to get up there. Not everyone can, and in my first playthrough I did have trouble finding it. You can actually buy this door open basically for 20 or 30,000 soul blood echoes. There's an item that you get from the Bath Messengers at this point in the game that will open that door for you. And actually, or you can literally come this way and open it from this side. And that, it was obviously put in the game specifically for people who could not find this location, who were having that much trouble finding it. And I actually died to an enemy there, and there was a big problem, and I couldn't find my way back. It was a nightmare the first time I went through. It wasn't until later playthroughs I was like, oh, that's how you open that door. Oh, hello, boys. Pay attention to those lanterns, because they do change. Oh, fuck. They will change later in the game. It all has to do with your insight, and how much insight you have. I'm not even trying to get Chris on these guys. I'm a dum-dum. I will try to parry this guy. Well, I parried him. I did it! Get all my health back. Go me. He does not drop anything. Cool. So this is one of 2 shields in the entire game. So Dark Souls is all about shields before. I do like the quote here though, which is a crude wooden shield used by the masses who have arisen to join the hunt. Hunters that normally employ shields, ineffective against the strength of the beast as they tend to be. Shields are nice, but not if they engender passivity. When I said that every weapon in the game was viable, I meant with the exception of shields. It's a fucking piece of shit. This thing is garbage. You can maybe block a gunshot with it, but anything more than that, it's gonna immediately get you all your stamina drained, and you get knocked back and get counter hit, which is not something you want to have happen at all. Just not a good look. Not a good look at all. Shield is garbage. There is another shield in the DLC called the Lock Shield, which might be better for certain magic attacks, but not by much. All right, let's kill these guys real fast. Alright, so that's a bad guy. We're going to come back to him here in a minute because I want to spend some of these souls, or blood echoes, because you will see in a minute why. This would be the point where I have enough to level up, but I could probably get some more health if I wanted to. I'd probably get some more stamina, but this would actually be the point where I would go in and just spend all that money on blood echoes, or on blood vials, because I don't really need any of that stuff. See, I'm doing well enough to where I don't really need it. So instead, while they're cheap, because eventually they do get more expensive, buy more blood echoes, or blood vials, and then you can actually see. It should show me no, because if you get more than 20, they go into your inventory here. See, now I have 44 and 56 blood. So that's actually really good. You always want at least 40 is a good extra amount to have, because it's going to be a long time before I end up using that many. And you still find some in the game randomly and that kind of thing. So it's nice to do that. It's nice to have those. So my initial playthrough, the bagman that we just saw a second ago before we came in here, There's two of them that you can fight around this area. There's that one, and then there's the one in the area that we were just in. That one's the one that killed me, and you'll understand the problem with that here shortly. Because it completely fucks you up, and I'll explain why in a minute. It's a very clever thing they did, but also totally something that... It's one of those things that being good at the game forces you actually can miss content, which kind of sucks a little bit. Now, you do eventually get to see that content, but I'm just going to go ahead and... Well, actually, let me see if I can... I do want to get whatever's behind him. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I'm just going to let him... Yeah, he does a lot of damage. I'm going to do what is counter to almost all of these games and just let him go ahead and kill me. And there's a reason. So when he kills you... I'll let it load so you can see. The only enemy in this game to do this, when he kills you, he actually kidnaps you and captures you, and takes you to a different section of the game. It's called the Hypogean Gaol or Jowl, or it might actually just be called Jail. Gaol, Jowl. And then you're in this area that you have no idea what you're doing or why you're here, and it's just a fucking nightmare. Yeah. All right. Obviously you get, so now you're in Yarhargul, the Unseen Village, and if you notice there, you get a bit more insight for this area. For whatever reason, they do not lock the door. I guess they do not care about you. Get some cold blood. I actually need to wear... So there's this very specific reason for this. There's a character down here.
In the name of the healing church, cleanse us of this horrible dream.
So you need to be, to speak with her properly, you need to be wearing some healing church attire. And Gascoigne counts as being a healing church because he is a member of the healing church. So.
By your garb, the healing church, you've come to save me. Oh, thank you, dear saint. I have no words to express my relief. You can take this at least.
So she gives you bad man's knowledge one way or the other, but without the
Surely
healing
he's
garb
not
church.
a member of the church like you. Oh, thank you so much, dear gods.
Without the healing church garb, however.
Thank you so much. I was seized on the street by the hulking brute in the cathedral ward and locked up here. There were many others, but they've been taken away.
Interesting.
And I've heard moans echoing in the distance ever since. So, the hunt is on tonight. Then the streets are perilous, and every door will be shut tight.
Probably.
Perhaps it isn't my place to ask, but do you know somewhere that might take me?
She will not ask you of somewhere to take that you can take her unless you're wearing healing church clothes. You have to be wearing them for you get this. Tell her in chapel. That's where she'll head. And the next time you zone out and zone back in, she'll be there.
A kind hunter.
And then yeah, I think that's it.
I'll set out as I pray for sick kind.
Yeah, that's all she says. And she'll do various things for you. So let's swap back to my pretty princess outfit. She'll be useful later. Once we get back to the healing church, but I think that's everything in here. It appears to be the case. So let's head out. Okay. Now those guys hit hard. We'll go there in a minute. But come here. Oh, you ain't going nowhere. Give me that. Thank you. But if you know what you're doing against them, you're not too bad. You don't want to get hit by them, because they really hurt. Yep, alright, yep. Eventually they'll do that. That was a bad place to be. That move, because they get stronger and faster. I'm gonna come around, but there is actually a way to cheese them out. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it. That one. Ow! He just fucking kicked my face in. Holy shit! You guys see that? God damn it! He kicked my shit in. I actually didn't even get the lantern lit, which is okay. I'll spawn back down there in the jail. It's not really that hard to get out of this area. I don't mind this location. It's not too bad. Well, originally when you do it, though, it's a fucking nightmare. It's the worst. Getting trapped here and unsure where to go, what to do, it's really bad. But let's see if I can sneak up behind him, maybe? Let's hit this first. And then you could easily get out of here. Like, it's possible to never even see those guys, but I think I'm gonna fuck this up. Oh, he actually got my souls as he moved past. See? Hit him. He'll go to do his power-up. Just hit him again. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. He didn't die to that yet. That was weird. Alright, cool. They almost always, well, also almost always drop some kind of upgrade material. Usually bloodstone shard. Sometimes twin bloodstone shards. Just like the werewolves do. Werewolves are easier to kill, though. They also drop like 1,000 souls, though, which is important. I fucked that up. Alright, now he's getting mad. Oh, fuck off. Ah, that's bullshit. That's alright, he's almost dead. Oh, I got him. Good shit! Almost dead. Woo! He almost hit me with that. Sucked. But he's dead. That's twin bloodstone shard. So notice his blood all over his face here. And then there's another rune. Let's see what the rune is. Moon rune. Acquire more blood echoes. More echoes from slain enemies. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. The transcription of moon is spoken by the Great Ones. So again, these runes, again, if you don't know the secret, if you haven't seen any of this stuff, these runes are another sign that there's more to this game. This is where you start getting into there's some shit going on in this world. It's not just kill beasts. No, don't, regardless. Oh, hello. Tricky little lady. Oh wow, that's actually a special drop from her. Bloodshot eyeballs are for rituals. If you hear that. Look, a giant pig! Why is there a giant pig? I don't know, don't ask me. Oh, fuck off! Did he just one-shot me? Ah, fuck this game. It's so annoying. I actually think... I think we're gonna call it here tonight. It's been a bit of a long night. And we've gotten some pretty good progress done. I think next time, so I'll be streaming Bloodborne tomorrow night. We'll finish off the Hybogian Gal, at least from what we can do here. And then we'll probably do maybe 2 more sections. There's a couple other places I want to get to. And yeah, we'll go from there. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We definitely appreciate it. And you guys have a good night. Yeah! Shoot my gun! Shoot bangs! Yeah! Waste all my ammo. That's a good idea. Later! Really? Are you actually not gonna let me in the stream? I don't think they want to let me in the stream. There it goes. Good night, everyone.